Proposition 1 asks the voters to authorize bonds in support of California's water system. To give a very quick recap of bonds, a state or local government sells bonds in order to finance long-term, large projects. Like a mortgage, it's a way to spread the cost of a large purchase over many years. California currently spends about $5 billion each year of general fund money on paying off bond debt, with that amount projected to rise to over $7 billion in 2019-2020 as bonds that voters have already approved are sold. If Proposition 1 passes, about $360 million will be added to annual debt service payments. The bonds in Proposition 1 are divided up among different areas of the water system. $4.2 billion is intended to support water supply projects, including $2.7 billion to pay up to half the cost of new dams and groundwater storage. The aim is for the bond money to be directed at the public benefits of such projects: water quality, habitat restoration, recreation, or the like, while local governments and other entities would pay for the private benefits, water to customers. Just under $1.5 billion would be directed to watershed protection and restoration, $1.4 billion to improvements in water quality, and $395 million to flood protection, including the Delta levees. No money can be spent on tunnels or canals to route water around the Delta. An existing state agency, the California Water Commission, will choose the water storage projects to be funded. The other projects would be funded through the usual budget process, in which the legislature funds state agencies, and those agencies evaluate projects and decide which ones to fund. Of the $7.5 billion covered by this proposal, that's $7.1 billion of new bonds and $425 million of unused bonds from previous water bond acts. The $5.7 billion dedicated to water supply and water quality can only be spent if the recipients provide matching funds, usually 50% of the project cost. The watershed and flood protection portions don't require matching funds.
The legislature put this measure on the ballot. Remember, they can't authorize bonds. Only the voters can authorize bonds. Signing arguments in favor are Governor Brown, the Farm Bureau Federation, and the Nature Conservancy. Proponents say that Proposition 1 is a no-frills investment in critical projects. It secures our water futures, keeps our farms productive, and puts California to work. It safeguards existing water supplies, protects the environment, and contains strict accountability requirements. Arguments against are signed by Assemblymember Wesley Chesborough from the North Coast, who is the chair of the Natural Resources Committee by Food and Water Watch, and by Restore the Delta. They say that Proposition 1 wrongly focuses on building more dams. New dams won't produce more water, and they'll cost billions to build. Why should the general fund pay for dams that will benefit private water users? They add that Proposition 1 doesn't adequately promote regional water self-sufficiency or reduce dependence on water-deprived delta ecosystems.